Am I the butthole for not wanting to hide that my moms are gay to my girlfriend's parents? I'm 17 and started going out with my girlfriend 7 months ago. We were already chatting before school went online and I asked her out after. So her parents wants to meet mines when it's safe to do that and have dinner at their house. I'm cool with that and my moms are too. But girlfriend told me that her parents don't know I have 2 moms and she don't want them to because they're not raging homophobes but they don't like that. She just says it will make them feel weird and uncomfortable and asked if only one of my moms could go. I don't know, I just don't see why I got to lie. If we stayed together, obviously, they will find out and also that would be mean to ask my moms if one of them not go. I never been embarrassed about it or weird so don't see why it even matters. My girlfriend has been pissed at me ever since and she just tells me to do it so it's not uncomfortable for her parents. Even my friends are saying it's not a big deal and it's not like I'll get grounded for asking my moms to do this. I'm caught in the middle here because I don't want to lie about my moms or exclude one them but everyone is acting like I'm being the ass for not doing this thing. Not the butthole and I think you should consider whether this girl really values you if she wants you to hide your family. She's concerned about how her parents would feel, but she doesn't seem to mind hurting yours. Your parents may not ground you for asking, but they are likely to be hurt. It doesn't sound like that's something you want. The fact that his friends told him to just go along with it because it's not like he'll get grounded made me furious. I know they're just teenagers, but even at that age, you should know that the reason you don't do something hurtful isn't because you'll get grounded, it's because someone will get hurt. What a bunch of self-absorbed buttholes. I wish I could upvote this comment twice. You nailed it. I got you. I got you too. I also gotcha. Got you. I'm glad this is one of the top comments. It made me just as angry. You go tell one of your parents they can't go because their presence will make your significant others or friends' parents uncomfortable. No matter the reason, a parent will always be hurt by a comment like that. If Op's friends and girlfriend don't understand that and would rather push for them to hurt their parents, then maybe it's time to reconsider your friendship with them. Yes, this is the one. I'd reconsider not just my relationship with girlfriend but also any friends who gave this reasoning. That's because many parents don't teach their kids to feel empathy but to fear punishment. Yup, this is the end result of because I said so. Authoritarian parenting. This is such an important lesson more people should learn. Yeah, my brother is 16 and he would never say something so boneheaded. These kids are old enough to understand how effed up this is. Also, why are they uncomfortable with this situation? If they have never met a homosexual couple yet, it's about time? I agree with this completely, but really, these 17-year-olds are saying do this if you want to continue getting laid. Obviously short-term thinking, but that is what 17-year-old boys are best at. At the end of the day, family is forever, but friends and girlfriends come and go. It's not a big deal exactly. It's not like someone having 2 moms suddenly makes anyone gay or something. I just really had the argument. It's a non-argument that you just flip around, and bam. Not that there is a good argument for original poster hiding their family. Just saying. Not the butthole. Carrot, this comment and the one above covered everything really well. Hi, fellow child of 2 moms here. I had a similar experience with my first boyfriend. His parents were very religious and I had to lie about my family. It's something that I still feel stupid/guilty about to this day because, as you may guess, that relationship didn't work out. After that relationship, I decided to not get involved with people who didn't have the same mindset and values about gay couples and their families. You also need to consider how your mom will feel if she has to meet these people in person and actively hide who she is and her relationship. The relationship with your girlfriend is never going to be able to progress if you have to hide your family from her parents, and the fact that your girlfriend is mad at you over it should make you stop and reconsider the relationship even more. Hard not the butthole. You should never have to hide your family, and your girlfriend and friends are huge odds for making you think any differently. I'm sorry that your girlfriend has put you in this position, and please feel free to PM me if you ever want to talk. Op needs to hear that now is as good a time as any to grow integrity. And that a girlfriend who wants to change him is never a good GF. A girlfriend who wants him to lie to placate her biased parents is worse. Op is not the butthole. Agreed. Op has no duty to make homophobes more comfortable. I liked where the girlfriend said that they are not raging homophobes, they just don't like it. Isn't that the definition of homophobia? Is the fact they aren't yelling it loudly supposed to make it so that it isn't raging homophobia and just regular homophobia? They're polite homophobes, you know. Oh, dear, please excuse me for hating on the queers, I am so terribly sorry for this awful inconvenience. Hugh Grant? Can you imagine this applied to an interracial relationship? My parents aren't racist, they just don't believe in race mixing, so you're going to have to leave one of your parents at home. But not in a hateful way. My mom's friend told her last summer, I didn't realize you were married to a black man. I'm sorry, but I just can't support that with everything happening, America, and can't be friends with someone who does. I asked my mom who her friend thought the black guy in her wedding photos was. We're still not sure how this woman didn't realize that the guy in all the family photos and the wedding photos in our house was her husband. I asked my mom who her friend thought the black guy in her wedding photos was. We're still not sure how this woman didn't realize that the guy in all the family photos and the wedding photos in our house was her husband. LMFAO, this is hilarious. If what else she said hadn't already tipped us off, this shows just how completely bonkers and also stupid your mom's friend is. Honestly, this is the part that makes it so funny to me. Like he's in a ton of photos in our living room, which he's been in a bunch. What, you mean that guy in the photos isn't a family friend? With what happening exactly? What's happening in America that hasn't happened in the past? That translates to my internalized racism as being challenged, and instead of facing it and changing, I'm going to double down and blame people of color for their problems. They must be one of those people who exist in that spot where they aren't aware that the 60s happened. Nothing actually new happened, but last summer there were a lot of BLM protests and outreach, and then a lot of violent backlash in major cities, ultimately led to random looting and destruction in some big cities that was unrelated to the actual cause, but the damage was attributed to BLM anyway. There were riots related to BLM, but they're also allowed to riot. I mean, white people have historically rioted to kill black people, and then to show excitement after sports. Seems fitting that black people riot to get attention about literally being murdered, and now rioting is an issue. Look at Boulder, CO last week, where a bunch of white kids rioted and the most they got was a fine and expelled. No mention on the larger news, and the guy who started it wasn't arrested. Everything happening? Seriously? Sounds like that friend is secretly one of the people that stormed the Capitol. Lol, we can't accept being black in America, so we're going to stop talking to you, black man's wife, because of it. Obviously, the family is very close with their butler. My mom is very light skinned and has naturally dark red hair, and when she was little, she was invited to a sleepover. It wasn't until she got there that her friend grabbed her and said, "Tell my parents you're Indian, Native American, they hate black people." And then, my mom just had to spend the night. While those bitches smiled at her and talked so sweetly, all while knowing that if they knew she was actually black, her life could be in danger. My great-grandma always told us we were slightly Cherokee. Then, right after she died, puberty hit me like a freight train, and it couldn't be denied that the Cherokee was actually African. DNA testing proved that. But once upon a time, Native American was a much safer explanation for her olive skin and high cheekbones. I still don't know if she told us that because it was habit or because she was ashamed, but her grandma, who had to have been at least 25%, used to tell her they couldn't go to department stores because they don't want us there. I know she knew. When I started doing genealogical research years ago, I was told it was a mistake that the 1900 census lists my great-grandmother as black, and that she was really part Cherokee. Fast forward to getting my dad's DNA tested, and both he and his brother came back as 2%, from Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu. Yep, same thing happened in my family. My mom was always told her grandma, who she never met, was half Native American. Did some DNA testing a few years ago, her grandma was definitely not Native American and most probably African American. It's sparkling homophobia. It's not from the raging homophobe area in France. I'm not a professional homophobe, just a casual one. I just like to relax in the evening while yelling at some queers, you know. Op has no duty to make homophobes more comfortable. This, full stop. Also, what would his one mother do if asked so? What does your husband do? Does Op's girlfriend expect her to lie? How would that not be uncomfortable for original poster and his mother? Op, you are not the butthole, and your girlfriend is hopefully just young and will soon realize how hurtful her request is. Well said, user Zenish. Not the butthole, original poster. Any time is a good time to grow integrity, but this instance especially. Your girlfriend wants you to hurt your moms, lie, and go along to get along. That makes her the poster girl for anti-integrity. Reddit link. Yeah. Not the butthole. Asking your moms to have only one of them go will make them think that you're ashamed of them. And you're not. But your girlfriend is. Honestly, if I had great parents like you seem to have with your moms, I'd choose them over a 7-month relationship every time. Tell your girlfriend this isn't a choice you're going to make, and either her parents meet both of your moms or you leave. You're still a teenager. You'll find someone that won't ask you to hide your family. I'd even say pretty easily, depending on where you live. Not the butthole, but when someone says, they're not raging homophobes, but it's a sure sign they are raging homophobes. A. They don't spit on people, shouting it from street corners is all. They just gag if two people who love each other have the same shapes betwixt their legs. You know, normal homophobes. If you need it. Op. As a gay woman who looks very gay, this breed of homophobia personally hurts me just as much as the raging kind. Trust me, I've experienced both, and I know a lot of queer people feel the same. You're not the butthole. You should also have a chat with your girlfriend about this / consider if you want this person in your life. So just jumping on to say that as a gay man, if I had kids and one came home and said, by the way, can one of you pretend you don't exist so my GF's parents aren't homophobic, you can bet damn sure we wouldn't be going to dinner with them, and they'd be getting a long talk about how homophobia isn't just beating up gays in the street, it's the little things like specifically excluding them for the benefit of others. Op is definitely not the butthole. If my 80-year-old grandparents who grew up when being gay was a crime can accept that I'm happy, his GF's parents can get over it as well. Person shrugging, male sign. Just saying, there's no such thing as not raging homophobes, but they don't like that. Nope. They're just homophobes, plain and simple, if they're somehow uncomfortable meeting two women who, for sure, won't be displaying anything worse than usual couple PDA. I am curious though what the girlfriend will think will happen if they only meet one mom and the parents ask a normal question like, why isn't your husband joining you? Or what does your husband do for work? Does the girlfriend expect Op and the mom to go along with it? Then what will happen when the parents find out it's all a lie? Not the butthole. Op, don't hurt your mums for this girl. She's concerned about how her parents would feel, but she doesn't seem to mind hurting yours. Exactly this. And how long is original poster supposed to hide this? What kind of lie is original poster and the mom who got to go and ask what dad does for work, which will likely come up extremely quickly? And how will the girlfriend's parents feel later on when the truth comes out? They'll hate original poster and the mom they met that lied to their faces at their dinner table. Girlfriend is a jerk. And a liar. Original poster, don't miss this important red flag. Not the butthole. Adding, lying can't end well for original poster when her parents find out. And they will. Exactly. Besides, how do you even pick which one goes? I'm amazed no one except original poster sees how absolutely awful that request is and how much it'll hurt his parents. We can see that it's awful, we're not even thinking as far as picking one because it's that awful. But I did think perhaps original poster should mess with them, sending mom 1 along the first time and mom 2 the second time. Oh sorry darling, I forgot which mom they met. Not the butthole. The embarrassment your girlfriend is fearing now will be 1000% more when they find out you lied about it. From her parents' side, you lied about something major, and aren't now trustworthy. From your parents' side, annoyance to the girlfriend about her wanting you to lie. From her parents, anger that your girlfriend pulled this crap. From your parents, sadness because you went along with it. They'll be asking if you are ashamed of them. That's a whole bunch of crazy that can be avoided. Also, the GF's parents will inevitably ask where the father is or what he does. I don't even think it would get to the end of the evening before the lie was found out. Great points here. I know that she said, It's not a big deal, but in my opinion it is a big deal. They are your parents. You shouldn't have to keep them a secret from your partner's parents. Imagine how the moms would feel with the whole situation. Not the butthole original poster. Not the butthole. Your girlfriend seems to have an issue with your moms. What if you two have kids and one of them is queer? Would you need to hide that from her parents too? This is your family, and if she and her family can't accept that, then she's not the one for you. Not the butthole. My mom is gay, and the second my partner asked if one of my moms could attend a dinner, that would have been the end of the relationship. That's never, ever, going to be okay with me. She has shown you where she stands on this. And you can talk to her, but honestly, it is unlikely to change in my experience. Not the butthole. This a very telling situation of some of your girlfriend's values. There's no spectrum of homophobia, either you are, or you're not. Saying they're not raging is her way of trying to say they don't condone it, point blank. Your girlfriend is asking you to deny your family and deny part of whom you are. Anyone that does not deserve your time, at least in my opinion. This is a time for you to decide if this is someone you want to continue to have in your life. Think about this: if you were to get married, would she ask one of your moms to not attend to make her family comfortable? Not the butthole, but just replying to you, I completely disagree when you say there is no spectrum with homophobia. There is a spectrum for everything. Everyone is different, people grow up in different contexts, have different gender norms and societal expectations of gender relationships. I would agree that Op's girlfriend's behavior is homophobic, and I'm not trying to cover for her, but there are contexts where homosexual behavior is less common, less accepted, and saying that there's no spectrum on this is extreme. There's a spectrum, but you have to draw a line of what's acceptable to you, and people are going to be on one side of that line or the other. Girlfriend's parents aren't the biggest homophobes in the world, but they're certainly more homophobic than anybody I'd want to be associated with. And anyway, Op's family situation means he can't be bringing people into his life who are even just kind of sort of homophobic. There is definitely a spectrum. There are raging homophobes who straight up kill their kids for being gay, there's those that don't agree with gay marriage, there's the casual that's so gay, and then there's those who think they're not homophobic but realize two men holding hands makes them uncomfortable and they have to work on it. There is definitely a spectrum. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.